Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jersey Mike's Arena here in Piscataway, New Jersey, where tonight we have game one of our SimWorld TV doubleheader as the Oklahoma Sooners will face the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. I am B-Ron. Alongside me tonight is my main man, Maestro, as always. What's going on, man? It's good to have you here.
What's up, fam? I got us a bag of subs from a place up the street there. I stopped off in New Brunswick and picked up some fun stuff. So let's go and have a good time here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time because we're going to get to see Dylan Harper and this Rutgers Scarlet Knights for the very first time here on national TV.
Yes. So excited. So excited to see what these teams are going to do coming off of two opposite situations. One has only played a couple of games, haven't played in a while. One is coming off a two-game loss. And just to kind of see where everybody's head's at as we sort of wrap up our early season play, getting ready to get into conference play there, B-Ron.
Yeah, you've mentioned it there, Maestro. Rutgers' last game was way back on October 30th. It's been almost a month since they played. And in that game, they beat Kansas 64-44 back when Kansas was going through their early season struggles. They've since figured out, it seems to have turned around there and looking like Kansas again. Oklahoma on the flip side of that, they're 5-8. Lose their last two. They lost to Florida 81-67 back on November 20th. So they've played in the last 7 days. So it's a battle. It's a Russ versus a team who's played a little bit more recently.
And so. Okay, so let's talk about that reality, right?
Yeah.
30 days or I'm sorry, not 30 days. What do we say? 28 days of beating up on yourself. Yeah, and then you get a chance now to go up against somebody else. And those first five minutes, those first 7 possessions, shouldn't say 5 minutes. Those first 7 possessions are going to tell you where you're at. Because all of a sudden now the speed's going to be different. No familiarity is going to be there. And you're going to find yourself sort of looking to say, okay, wow, it's a different jersey. It's a different dude over here. It's not my roommate. It's not whatever. And that kind of sometimes will put a team that has been rested at pause because they can't get in sequence. Meanwhile, your team coming off of 2 straight losses, you're hearing the noise. You're hearing what's going on. And the last thing you want to do now is find yourself down early, because then you start hearing those little boo birds in your head going, here we go again. And next thing you know, you're trying to get yourself back in sync to get fired up. So who's going to fight their demons off first is going to determine who's going to handle the game the best.
Yeah, and who knows, Maestro, maybe this first game, broadcast the game here on SimWorld TV for Rutgers, will get them going in their own way too, because I'm sure they know, they've seen all of us walking around here throughout the course of the week preparing for the game and before the game started, that kind of stuff. So they know that we're here and we are underway here as Rutgers wins the opening tip-off. You see Dylan Harper, him and the Afro be easy to spot here on this Rutgers side. I'm looking forward to seeing Dylan Harper and anybody really on the Oklahoma side. Jason Miguez, Suno Champa, Floyd Henderson, lottery pick there, matching up with him. And Rutgers fires a 3 that does not go. Suno's grabbing the rebound. It's Champa. Other way, Floyd Henderson for 3. Good! Floyd Henderson, the lottery pick potentially for the Sooners, getting the 3 ball for them to get it started. Let's talk keys of the game, Maestro. Rutgers first. What you got for me?
Well, Rutgers is okay. And it's going to sound very Maestro-ish, so I'm going to apologize to everybody right now. Rutgers needs to find their identity early. And why do I say that? So few games under the table, trying to figure out where we are, trying to figure what's going on. We need to decide how we're going to play this, make the game about us, not about them. And then if they can settle into that and it's positive, good things are going to happen. However, on the other side of the table, Oklahoma has already decided we're going to long range you and we're going to make you stretch out your defense. And they're going to start cutting because that's the nature of their game with athletes that they have. So as soon as Oklahoma determines their area of destruction, in other words, we're going to score from the outside and work our way inside. If they get that going, Rutgers might have a hard time because their heads are going to be on a swivel too much and their feet are going to be on skates.
Yeah, and you don't want to have them be on skates, Maestro. And you look at some of the talent on this on this Oklahoma team you mentioned a minute ago. You got Floyd Henderson here, Suno Champa, who made a three-pointer right last time down the floor here. Vince McGinn is here. Their interior defense is, I think, going to be their issues we've seen throughout the course of the season for them between Aubrey Harner, Ken Hogg as well.
Right. Yeah, you know that big on big back and forth, right? Jermaine's on the other side, represent the true big of Rutgers, going against the twin bigs there of Oklahoma, like you just stated. But I really feel, and it's something you said earlier, how will the Harper versus Chapa matchup, I'm doing the quotes in matchup, how is that going to play out? Because I think that's going to either open up or close down what's happening everywhere else on the floor here tonight.
Yeah, and I would lean more to it being Harper and Henderson personally, just given Henderson's seniority. He's an upperclassman. They're going to lean more on him. And Dylan Harper is, by being a freshman, he is definitely the leading man over here for Rutgers. He's their big recruit that they brought in. This is the Rutgers team too, Maestro, that last season was the number 5 seed in the basketball Bedlam Hoops area. Ended up losing to Indiana in the second round. This is a team that had success last season. Ended up going 21-11, finishing 6th in the Big Ten, and were number 20 in the SP Top 25 last season. So they're known for playing really well last season. They're going to carry it over into this season as well. Is that three-pointer from Floyd Henderson in the corner connects as well. 11-7. Sooners out in front here early.
He's up on fire early. And, this is going to be sort of a statement. If they're able to get that going and get themselves at least to be comfortable, all of a sudden they're going to find themselves not thinking about the fact that they've lost their last 2 games, and they're going to allow them to settle into their game plan here.
Yeah, you got to find a way to settle in if you're both sides, really. And we mentioned the layoff, Maestro, and you mentioned the first couple of possessions for Rutgers to get really in control here. But how long into a game do you think it's going to really take for Rutgers to settle in? How long is the ideal time frame? Is it 5 minutes? How long is that for you?
Well, generally, you look at it, and on average, like I said earlier, it's generally around 7 possessions. And that's 7 possessions back and forth, because at this particular point, you crack the sweat. You have the feel of the floor underneath you. You have a feeling of the ambiance. The sight lines normalize because now you're focused on the actual court itself. Great bucket right there. And so at that particular point, you either are what you are, or you can start becoming what you want to be. And I know that sounds like great push to the basket there. Floyd Henderson is making sure he's getting it done here tonight early. And what I mean by that is this: if you've had good practices and you're following your principles, and all of a sudden you find yourself in the flow, you don't notice anything. But if you still feel cattywampus after those 7 possessions, and you're trying to find your identity, it's going to be struggle bus for a minute. Okay,
Floyd Henderson is going to work.
Yeah,
he is going to work here early in this one, Maestro.
Yes, he is. Floyd Henderson has decided to bring it. It's been brung. What you gonna do?
What you going to do? Dylan Harper trying to respond here. As you see Oklahoma in that 3-2 zone now, and Rutgers making them pay from deep. It's a 2-point lead for the Sooners. This Rutgers Scarlet Knights crowd getting into things here. It's loud here in Piscataway to start this one.
It's Jersey, baby. Come on.
Loose ball picked off the floor. Henderson has it. Over to Miguez. Gives it to Chopper. Being guarded by Harper. Here comes the screen from Hogg. Now Chopper leaning 3. Deep shot, no good.
That's the Chopper we know and love.
Absolutely, there's Jermaine Owens. When they're going for Rutgers and can't do so there. Still remains a 2-point Sooner lead. 13:25 left here in the first half. There's plenty of time left in this one. Yes, fires a 3. Gone! Knew as good as soon as he let it go.
And I always say the shooter knows. If the shooter doesn't know if their shot is made or not when they make it, that means they're not a good shooter.
Yeah, and we're going to take a quick break here at the first time out on the floor. I'm right back, folks. Welcome back, everyone. Oklahoma and Rutgers hitting a bunch of threes to begin this one. 3-pointers are falling for both sides. Neither team really known for their 3-point start the season off anyway. Looks like kind of middle of the pack. But Dylan Harper, though, maybe the President's go with that dunk there. 2017 now, as they continue to cut into this lead. That basket there from Harper now gives him 7 on the game behind Cedric Spaniel with 8.
There's Floyd Henderson not being denied, getting his own rebound and putting it right back, making sure that those points are going to get scored. That's the sort of tenacity that you want to see all night, and Henderson is definitely going to give you that.
Oh, 100%, 100%, and now that gives him 14 on the game so far, Michael. He has been red hot. Dylan Harper, another one. As this one continues to get in, stay interesting through the first 10 minutes here. Not even through 10 minutes here yet, almost the first 10. Henderson, pass out to Champa. Champa has it back in his hands, gives it to Miguez. Miguez started to attack, but decided not to. Now he's contested mid-range jumper. He can't get that one.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Miguez wasn't sure where he was on the floor, wasn't sure where his help side was coming from, and I think he decided, let's just say it, the better part of valor is discretion. The better part of valor is discretion, right? Let me go and step up before I mess up.
Yeah, exactly. Now people but oh my goodness, poor matchup there, and the freshman Jermaine Owens making him pay here. Big 6'11", 242 pounds. And he rejects Floyd Henderson there at the rim in the process. Harper the other way with it. Good! Rutgers has the lead.
So let's see here for Jermaine Owens. I dunked on the other side. I blocked your shot on the other side. And guess what? We got points. You don't.
Yeah, that's a big reward right there. Reward the big fella with the block. He gets the assist due on the other end here. All on the glass. Putting it down, giving Sooners the lead right back, just like that.
You know, early on, B-Ron, it feels like a heavyweight fight. We're gonna slug. We're gonna throw from long distance. We're gonna throw from up close. We're gonna keep throwing until somebody starts missing. Great steal by Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson with the steal. Now Miguez fires. Good. Chase Miguez. And back and make it Rutgers pay for the turnover. Beautiful. Now Harper with it, and Garner gonna get called for the reach in as we get some subs coming in. The Sooners. Miguez comes off. We see Elias Bilbrey checking in. Floyd Henderson also a great start, but Jermaine Owens, you saw one here getting the block on that play there. Been a big part of this Rutgers team so far this season, and continuing to do so here in this game. Him and Orland Mock, the third.
Yes.
Two big defensive gets in recruiting for Rutgers.
And that's definitely what you want to see. You want to see someone who's going to be able to give you that on the regular, because that travels home or abroad.
100%. Tough shot there offensively there from Cuddy Zoe. Could not get that one to go there. As Hogg attacks the interior. Nicely done.
Hogg is bringing that flame inside, B.
He sure is. Working on Demarion Mitchell there. As we got a break here in the action. 29-23. Sooners out in front here. And as you all know, we want to do the theme giveaways. We were 4 viewers short yesterday of doing one. You know the rules by now, right? 50 concurrent viewers in the stream all gotta be here at one time, and you must be present to win the giveaway. You can't be here, dip out, and that's how this works. Be here to win the giveaway, and if you win it, we will not be a commentary, of course. But we gotta get to 50 live viewers at the same time while the stream is live in order to be eligible for that giveaway.
B-Ron, did you just say dip out like it's the club? Did you say
yes? That's it. That's the Maryland coming out of me, man. The old Maryland colloquialisms, if you will.
Yes, he did. Maryland.
Back to game action here, folks. We're finally under 10 minutes here through the first half, and this has been a very entertaining first half too.
Yeah.
And because of that man right there, well, not that man right there, but that man right there scoring a bucket, as Darian Weatherspoon getting him involved here. His first baskets of the season, first points of the season for Weatherspoon. Only played 2 minutes, averaging 2 minutes per game. But look, that's a start for look. This start, start somewhere, right?
Hey, listen. Hey, you out there, you might as well do something.
Yeah. Look. I saw the tall hair and thought it was Harper for a second, but it's not as tall as Harper's is. That 3-pointer from Pseudo Choppa connect. This is as good as I've seen Oklahoma look in quite some time, and really lately. Despite the losses, Maestro, they've looked pretty good throughout the course of these games here. But this one here tonight, the start that they're having right here, best I've seen them look in quite some time starting the season.
What do we talk about? Get off to that early lead, and once they got that, all of a sudden the thought of the 2 losses in a row are going to fade away, and they can settle into their game, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, you saw Orland Mock there try to attempt a 3. Wasn't known for that in his high school days, and went over his defense. Couldn't get that shot to fall, though.
Can't take the emotional shot. You have to stay within yourself.
Yeah, like you said, stay within yourself is very important to do that. Jarrell Jarrell Sword there couldn't get that one to go either. A couple of misses back and forth. Only has 2 possessions. Witherspoon with it. Back to Mock here. Shot clock down to 5. Now you get a shutoff and attacking the rim. Very nicely done there from Cuddy Zoe.
Cuddy Zoe, yo.
Or as Marsh likes to call him, Cuddy Hugs and Kisses.
My man.
32-27. Shout out to Marsh, Michigan. Here to have you back with us soon, buddy. 7:15 left here in this week's Sword. Getting the ball in the post. Goes up and can't finish, but great follow through there from Harner.
Yeah, if you're not going to put a body on him and block him out, he's just going to do that all night long. He is definitely one of those, how do we say it, one of those people who's an opportunist. You're going to give him an opportunity, he's going to take advantage of it.
Good word. Witherspoon tries a floater. I thought he got blocked. It did not. But it did hit the back of the rim. No points, though, this time. That trip down to the Scarlet Knights. Good pass inside. What a pass from Honor Drummond and Abe Harner throwing it down there. What a great pass that was from Drummond. And now the steal from the Sooners the other way with it here.
It is Suno. Don't get that warrant.
Suno doubled in the post. Takes a shot off the glass, but no good. Bank is closed there. Pass inside. Up and under the layoff. It is good.
You know, this is going to be the pace. I'm going to say this. It's going to allow Rutgers to get into the game a lot faster and get settled a lot faster. Even though I know the first half is close to an end, I also think it's going to be normalized when they come out in the second half if they can maintain this pace of play against Oklahoma.
All about maintaining, Michael. 100% agree with you, my friend. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
what a big block that was from Abe Harner.
Don't you even think about putting that red sock in with my white shirt?
Drummond for 3. Good! Oklahoma has been drilling a lot of those here to start this one. The 10-point Sooner lead here. 39-29.
I like what you did there. Oklahoma drilling oil. Like it.
Yeah. Unintentional. But that was anything but unintentional. Demarion Mitchell knew what he wanted to do and did it with authority there. We always say, Maestro, don't be nice.
That's right. Choose violence, baby.
Choose violence in there. Don't be nice, big fella. That big fella here getting a steal.
Yeah, first bad pass we've seen in the post in a while. That's why it stands out so great right there. He was off balance when he tried to pass it in there. Unfortunately, he did not see that white jersey in the way it looked like my Jets when they were throwing interceptions on Sunday. I'm sorry. From being here, Jersey, just bringing everything back.
I understand those happen sometimes, right?
Yeah.
He created the buzzer. God, man. These kids are firing and getting anything they want, really, pretty much seems like.
Love it.
As we've got a timeout here on the floor. Soon going to take another one here. Their first of the game. We're going to take a quick break here as well, folks. I'm right back. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Do it so far. Shout out to the 16 of you guys here watching us on YouTube. There's 36 people total watching us here between all the places that we're broadcasting this game. There's 40 between Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter/X. A lot of places, and of course here on YouTube, main hub here, main home. All things SimWorld TV. Got a great game here for you too, as there's a foul on Jason Guez, his first of the contest. And we're gonna see Demarion Mitchell at the free throw line the first time here in this one. And on the season, Maestro, he's an 80% free throw shooter. So really good at the line.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, when you're 80, you're not that means you're basically probably two free throws a game from 90%. That's what you want to see. But B-Ron, I need your help because I can't quite pick up the game on my 8-track player. So I'm gonna need your help for me to hooking that up to the internet, if you don't mind, later on tonight.
Yeah,
all right?
Yeah, of course, I got you, 100%. Does get the first one there, as you see Devin Harbinger to check back into the game. Mitchell is a very quiet guy on the court. You're not gonna see him getting too involved with a lot of the ruckus that goes on in the game from some of your more louder, boisterous personalities, your trash talkers, your antagonists. You're not gonna see a lot of that from him. He's just gonna go out there and play his game as he hits both free throws at the line. Probably the reason why he's 80% free throw shooter because of that personality trait on the floor.
See, and I'm going to say something, just don't be selfish for a minute. I like that, and I think I like it. I'm just going to be transparent because that's how I was, believe it or not. Despite the havoc I would cause, I was not a trash talker. You know, my coaches hated that. My mom was a mega bad trash talker, as I've already told you about. But I just wanted to go out there. I wanted to do my job, do what I do for my teammates. And when you see a player like that being this successful, for somebody like me, it goes like, yes, there you go, represent.
Yeah, no, I was the same way, Maestro. So I definitely agree with you there. I love the quiet demeanor kind of guys. They're not going to give you a whole lot on the floor. They're going to let their play do the talking for them. Now, again, mine wouldn't do no hot talking for me, but you know what? It's fine, right? It's fine.
Oh, I've heard stories about my mom talking trash on the day she played elementary ball. And I just, my mom said, what? And after I met my mom, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I get
it. It all makes sense now, right?
Yeah, it all makes sense.
It all makes sense. It always does eventually at some point in time. Kick out three-pointer, wide open look. Can't get it to go, though.
Great shot, great look. I think he was too excited, realized how open he was. And just put a little tit too much energy in it.
Shot by one that also wasn't helping things there either. To be fair. McGinnis. There's the ball here in Drummond. Pass inside. It's stored. Second chance opportunity here. And he does throw it down.
What a move. What a move. Stayed with it, kept his man confused, kept running to his man's back pocket, making him turn around like he's in like a whirly-bird machine, and took advantage of it right to the rim. Great job.
I was concerned because he had Dylan Harper on him when he got the rebound and backed it out. And I was like, what's he doing? Just give it a minute. All right. Oh, ankle breaker from Henderson. Make him pay. Da-na-na, da-na-na.
No, hold on one second. I'm reaching out to my insurance company to see if I can get somebody added on because they're going to need some ankle surgery after that. Second, I'll be right back.
Man, Wood Henderson, what a start for that young man here in this one. Lobbing it up is Drummond to Harner. And this Oklahoma team, man, they seem to have found themselves, at least through the first 19 minutes of this game, Maestro. And that Harper through ball doesn't go. They'll get another crack at it here. Under a minute left in the first half. Three-pointer wide open. That one falls.
Much better pace that time. Okay, I'm going to nerd out real quick there, B-Ron. For everybody who's listening, if you're that wide open in the shot, what you do is you take an extra breath. You need to slow down that heart rate an extra beat because you don't want to be so excited that you're open that you put too much energy in the shot. You take that extra breath, take that extra second, and shoot it like a free throw. You'll find yourself making a lot more of them.
Yeah, get yourself calm. Find that net base. You talk about being on platform all the time. I'll listen to you.
That's right.
That's part of it, right?
That's right. Absolutely. But now you got to be quick. You got to be able to control that breath within at least 2 heartbeats because somebody's going to be on you quick.
Yeah, exactly. That spin around jumper does not fall there. Final 3 seconds of the first half here. Miguez fires. No buzzer beater there, but the first half ends with the Sooners out in front. 47-39. It's been a great first half for that young man right there, Floyd Henderson, leading the way for the Sooners, heading into the locker room, having himself a big first half.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. Let's get it out the way right now. Oklahoma's already found their secret formula. They have played their way into, they're not thinking about those previous 2 games that they lost. So that means they're into their cycle. They're into their groove, so to speak. They might be a little bit ahead of their seasonal averages right now because the energy is flowing so well, but that's okay because it's flowing as a team, starting with, of course, as you pointed out, Floyd Henderson with 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and even a steal. So on the other side, Rutgers is not playing poorly, but they need to find a way to settle in, get themselves into the pace of play, and start taking advantage of that field goal percentage because right now they're just shooting too far below Oklahoma.
We'll see what happens in the second half. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with it.
Yo, it's your boy. Check out Talking Dirty with me so we can catch up on prep news and SimWorld Sport. You know the deal. Holla at your boy. See the game? Be the game.
When I'm not in the gym, I'll be playing outside with my older cousins. Once they seen I had some talent, they put a lot of time into my development. I got a really big family. They team Dennis Smith Jr., so they seen it from the jump, so they always believed that I could do it. I'm rolling with them, they rolling with me. When I got hurt, I was pretty sour about it. And just being around me, hanging out, making sure I had positive energy around me. And I was just like, I can't be the only one sad if everybody else having a good time, so. They told me I was gonna be out for like 10 months. Man, that's a pretty long time. It's gonna be something. I need a little sports training montage. My whole family, they motivate me a lot, and they believe in me so much. I don't want to do them a disservice by not putting out max effort. I'm just blessed, man. Sometimes unfortunate stuff happens to people and they get powers. I'm a mutant. That's what my grandma called me. Yeah, I would consider myself a killer. They do what killers do. They going for the kill at any time. That's how I was brought up, and that's something that stuck with me.
Caught off guard as we get back here. The game action, 47-39. Second half ready to start. You know what that means, folks? Throw up those deuces. It is second half time. As guess who gets it started? Floyd Henderson. 10-point lead here, 49-39. Henderson had a big first half, continuing to here, and Dylan Harper connects as well for Rutgers. So 1 possession each, 2 points for both sides to start this one out, Maestro. And now as we get in second half here, what kind of changes should we expect to see from Oklahoma, if any, to keep this lead and get out here with the win?
Oklahoma's in there for it. They just need to maintain, keep being aggressive the way they're doing, working their game outside to inside. And Rutgers needs to be more efficient with their shots, just like this, because the difference in their field goal percentage is the difference in this game. And it doesn't take much. It's not going to take much for Rutgers to get back in it. But B-Ron, do you know how to say two in Latin?
In Latin, no.
Et tu. Just joking. If you know, you know.
I was like, wait a second, I might have to flex a little bit, but no flexing from me here. Ooh, what a shot that was. Jarrell Sword. Tough mid-range jumper there, hands all around his face. Didn't care though. And what about Rutgers, Maestro? What do they have to do to make some changes to get back in this one and win?
Take the better quality shots like that.
Like that one right there.
The better quality shots. He's
Hedrick Sandwin.
Sorry, speaks for itself. It is they're putting the ball up. They're doing really well with maintaining. They're still in an eye and arm shot of Oklahoma right now, but you have to have buckets fall. So if you're doing everything right defensively as best you can do it, and everything else is going right, what does that mean? That means you got to start making buckets.
Find a way to start making those, like you said. And there's an errant pass from Kendrick Hogg to knock around it. And we've seen the Oklahoma interior defense look better in spots. And we said there's a big block there from Abe Harner. He had himself a pretty good game, and I think that this is what Oklahoma needs to take that next step this season, see that interior defense really improve.
Oh, absolutely. That was just like the time I asked Renee out, and that's what she did to my phone call right there. Boom. Big block.
Hey, we can't all be winners, right? Sometimes someone gotta take a L.
I got enough for everybody.
Well, there's another three, and that one rattles home.
Now we touched all the rims. Now touched all the rims, so that's an extra point, right? So that's the 4 point, right? This one.
Hey, check this out. Sandlin comes into the game averaging 3.5 points, and Kendrick Hogg there getting another rebound and throwing that one back down for Oklahoma. But Sandlin having a pretty good game as well. So far, he's got, 11 points now? 13 points, leading scorer for the Scarlet Knights.
The idea of how we're going to push ourselves through is going to tell you a lot about what we're going to do. They're maintaining where they are right now. And look at this, 1 point game. And look, the pace is not letting up. And both teams are still working both outside to inside, which means they're finding a way to stay on their principle. So, B-Ron, I got a feeling this is going to be about the game of who's going to get multiple stops in a row and who's going to be able to capitalize on those stops. Jermaine says,
get that out of here. Changes the hands of Matumbo. And Jermaine Owens on the other end rewards the big fella. Getting him to block and get him points in the process, taking the lead as well.
Fill out an application for that card. Did I get approved? Jermaine Owens.
Not today, young man says right there. You see Sword with it out here on the perimeter. Chapa inside on the post. He does get the ball down there. Turnaround jumper, rattles it.
Strong move right there. You know, with all that energy to slow down that heartbeat, just that little fraction of a second to give yourself a chance to make a smooth turnaround and a fall away in the midi. Very nicely done.
And that looks really confident too, but another confident guy is that man right there, Dylan Harper. Exudes confidence out there.
Never missed a shot. He's never missed a shot. Just ask him.
Hey, exactly. But he's also another one of those guys who's the quiet type.
Exactly.
That was played to a top 4 and 1. Chase Miguel.
And that's the case where Dylan Harper found himself trailing Miguel. You can't do that. I say this all the time. You know where he's going to the rim. Don't get caught up in the traffic. Pull around it. 2K for all. Love that red tank top. What's up? Yeah, calling it. Take it, B-Ron. I'm back. Give me a second.
And it's funny because we're talking about Dylan Harper and how quiet he is. On the opposite end of that spectrum is Jace Miguez. Very animated guy out there on the floor. And when he made the and one, you saw him give a little bit extra for that one. That's exactly why he is known for letting his character really show out there on the floor, letting you know when he does something good. He'll let you know about it every time.
What does that tell you about the importance of this game for both of these teams? One team sitting down for 28 days, another team coming off 2 losses. It means something, even though it's not a conference game. It still means something for what they want to do for the rest of the season.
I'm glad you said that, Maestro, because it's important now. These kinds of games are important for conference, but especially for these two teams because they play in very tough conferences. Oklahoma in the Big 12 with people like Kansas and Baylor in there. And you look at Rutgers in the same conferences, Maryland, Michigan, and other strong schools in the Big Ten as well. So these games, while they may not matter for conference standing, these are the kind of games that will test your mettle before conference play starts.
And for all you proponents of non-conference play and who needs conferences, etc., like that, let me just say something to you right now. Every season needs the challenge and the season within the season. And conference play, sometimes it's certain, like when, let's say, the days of Duke and North Carolina trading off national championships and all that stuff was going on. You better believe that sometimes those conference titles means almost as much as those natties mean, because they know that you're battle tested heading into it. And if you got great competition within your conference, it makes you stronger. Like my girl Kelly Clarkson says, "Don't kill you, make you stronger," getting you ready for the whole national play.
Absolutely, and to switch gears for a minute, adjacent anyways, in the conversation about getting you ready and strong conferences. That's one of the reasons why I was always a little bit more apprehensive on Gonzaga. They play in the West Coast Conference, and they're such a good team. They've been a good team for so long, and now that they're in the Mountain West Conference, they're going to get a chance to really see how good they actually are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
For me, anyway, that's where I am looking at for Gonzaga. How good are you really? Now we'll see.
So makes sense, B1.
I am a known Gonzaga hater. Most people know around here. I have my reasons. They're valid reasons, I would say. One of those reasons is their previous history of dominating the West Coast Conference and not playing any competition and being ranked number 5 every season. I wonder why. And Harper, though, flying through the sky. Take a look in a book.
My goodness.
How it goes.
It's gracious. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. I mean, I know Newark Airport is not that far away from here, but man, oh man, he should have called in that fight plan. And a steal. I love when I see thievery. You know I like me some thievery. Get it done.
Love the steals, and that was Orland Mock getting the steal there. We know that he's been doing that since his high school days, Maestro, for the longest time. And continuing to do it here as a freshman out here on this Rutgers Scarlet 19. That's why they brought him on. Him and Benjamin owns both. They brought both those kids here for their defense. That was an area they needed to improve in. And Oklahoma tonight, their interior defense has looked much better as both Hogg and Harner are very aggressive.
Yeah.
Getting blocks as well. And I think the 3-2 zone is doing them a lot of favors too, that they recently switched to.
Yeah, and that communication helps. It's sort of a 3-2 zone with responsibilities. Help side is always there. And when help side is that strong, oh my goodness, what a great move in the post. By Jermaine Owens.
Yeah, great work in the post there from J.O. It's all tied up here at 60 apiece, Maestro. This has been a really, really fun game. And what's also fun is being involved with the SimWorld Sports community here. We got the Discord. Come on in here and get involved with us. This is a totally free experience that we're giving to you all. And it doesn't take much time to do so either. 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day will get you, you know where we're going down. You know where we're going down.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Oh, look, get involved with us here. We really, really love to see you all interacting with us and with all the content we have. We have so many articles, so many shows and podcasts, and various things going on all throughout the day. This is an experience that doesn't take a day off. Speaking of Thanksgiving tomorrow, but guess what? There's still going to be things going on tomorrow in the Discord. Not going to be silent in there. So take a minute while you're eating your turkey or recovering from your turkey in some cases. Hop in the Discord, interact with us, and watching the Lions possibly win. We said on SimWorld today that I think that they're going to change their fortunes here on Thanksgiving tomorrow. They're a different team this season, Maestro.
Yes, they are. But you know something? Let's just get this straight right now. You know, if you're going to get engaged, help us out. Let's see some promotional videos of how much you guys love this. I want to see some perfection. I want to see. I can't say it from the line from Purple Rain, but if you just, you know what I'm going to say though. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let us know how much you like it. You know, You yell at us all the time. Yell out there so everybody else can know what's up with you. Because let's have some action. I want to have some wiggling. I want to have perfection.
Need to see all of that. Would love to have you guys send over those promo videos and help us spread the word and tell about your experience in SimWorld, because that acts as a testimony to other people to say, hey, if this person likes it, I might like it too. But you gotta do your part and send those testimonials in to Yell so we can get those rolling. We can tell your story here in SimWorld.
And look who's in the lead.
Look who's in the lead indeed, Maestro. Scarlet Knights are back out in front here as the lead continues to seesaw, as both of those free throws fall there. 2-point lead for Scarlet Knights.
Yes, and this crowd is into it. You know, for those who don't know, there is no University of New Jersey. Rutgers is the state school, and they have been here since the days of the Ivy League schools, but they always want to maintain themselves, be a part of the community as an agrarian school, a great farming community around here. And guess what? Every sport that Rutgers has ever participated in, no matter what it is, you see crowds like this and a knowledgeable crowd, and you've got to love it.
Oh, gotta love it. You gotta love that defense too. This is both of these big defensive ends are really doing a great job. Not making things easy. And there's another foul there, as we'll get more free throws incoming. Orland Mock gonna get the look here at the line this time.
Orland Mock the third.
Orland Mock the third from Ridgewood, New Jersey, hometown kid, returning back to play for the home state school match we mentioned a minute ago. And Mock so far in the season, 50% free throw shooter, and he's averaging about 17 minutes per game so far.
And, you know, tell you something, you know, really good kid, you know, just he definitely has a future in the media because, you know, he likes to blog, right? You know, that's his whole thing of reaching out, writing, blogging and stuff like that. But I'm going to say this. If you went to school in New Jersey, you know one of the mandatory classes you take is hot wiring a car and starting off the hubcaps. I'm sorry. Too soon? Okay, my bad.
Is that part of the
part of the curriculum? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You cannot graduate until you can like steal the car and then get your graduate degree after steal a school bus.
Champa can't get that one to fall there. The 4-point Scarlet Knight lead here, and they're looking to extend it on this possession here, Maestro. This crowd has really gotten back into this one heavy, thanks to the play of this Rutgers squad. Getting a lot to cheer for. Not going to do it there. Dwayne Owens couldn't get that one. Good defense there, though, on the interior. And getting by everybody to the rack. Great job there. That's Hanad McKee.
This lead means something else. You know, it's starting to creep into the minds of Oklahoma. They had such a big and I don't want to say commanding lead, but a significant lead at the start of the game. It's now been eaten away. And now Rutgers is back in it. The home crowd is into it. And you see Jermaine Owens with a shot like that. What do we got here?
Off the ball foul on Tyrone Snyder. As Rutgers will take themselves a timeout here. 10 minutes left in the second half of play here. We're going to take a quick break ourselves, folks. We'll be right back.
Up all night, putting work till it's daylight. Yeah, inspiration ain't required. I go hard in the pain even when I'm tired. 'Cause tomorrow ain't promised. I give my all, ain't nothing left. No tomorrow ain't promised. There's no tomorrow, no.
Welcome back, everyone. The Stars came to play here in this one. Floyd Henderson, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, steal. Dylan Harper on the other side for Rutgers, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. But there are also guys who help from the defense as well. Jermaine Owens, 4 blocks for Rutgers. Meanwhile, on the side for Oklahoma, Harner has a block, Hogg has a block. There's been both sides of the ball are doing extremely well right now.
Because they both got dirty as Jermaine Owens and Abhay Harner. Give me some dirty action, Maestro. Come on, Chefkins.
I don't know what any of that was. If I could translate that for me, I'd appreciate it. I want it out. Great job there, and second effort on the glass from Harner. Nicely done. Knight's going to quickly take a timeout there as we are getting word here that we are very close. 10 viewers away from our live EM giveaway. Remember, you got to be here to win, but 10 more people watching the stream will have some EMs to give away. We got more games coming up here on SimWorld TV on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be in my neck of the woods, College Park, Maryland. Dayton, as Dayton comes into town to play the Maryland Terrapins. To see Cooper Kinsey Cross and the Terrapins in that one. And Kinsey Cross says he's ready to take his play up a notch. That's scary, my eye of Kinsey Cross caliber. But don't forget, next we have the SimWorld U Game of the Week. Ethan Letterman, Mark Chisholm, and Creighton will go on the road to face Keandre Baldridge, Isaiah James, and the South Carolina Gamecocks after this game. SimWorld Game of the Week.
And with Coach Assad Drayton on the call, it's going to go into 17 overtimes. So make sure that you hydrate before the game starts.
Make sure you hydrate, absolutely.
Just playing, Coach. Just playing.
Well, look, we got to talk about the impact player of the game here. It's Floyd Henderson. Mentioned his stats, though, but I'll give him to you one more time. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. He's shooting 61% from the field. He's made all 2 of the 3-pointers tonight, Maestro. Been an active participant in this game, filling up stat sheet, a little bit of everything.
You know, once had a coach, and the reason my whole birthing of the idea of the dirty, right? I once had a coach told me that every game, if you do X number in each of these categories, you're going to be an impact player. That's certainly what he's doing right now.
Certainly, as Miguez gets himself a steal, coming up the other way with it here. Drummond trying his luck, can't get it. That strong defense on the other side here from Rutgers. As like we mentioned earlier, defense really turned this one up a notch.
Yes.
We're under 10 minutes left in the game. Harper gets a screen, gets turned around in the process, but does manage to get himself back facing the right direction here. As a pass inside, there's a mismatch. Miguez, tough way to go there. 2 points, and Rutgers takes the lead right back.
Such a tough shot, taking it from underneath the basket there. You know, you only had one flight path where that ball was going to fall in, and we actually saw it take that flight path. You know, it's nothing Miguez could have done there.
Zeno Champa, though, going right into the contact there as well, and he ties the game right back up.
This is going someplace strong here. Both of these teams are fighting for that spot. One is trying to make sure that they got the rust kicked off. The other's trying to fight the demons of having 2 losses. B-Ron, give me something.
Yeah, more good defense, more of that. The interior defense from Oklahoma coming up big there at the stop. See Harner with it. Harner trying to sauce up Jermaine Owens there. Able to do so successfully. Hogg with it. Gives it to Miguez, being guarded by Harper. Gets the screen from Hogg. 5 on the shot clock. Another screen. Miguez fires. Good!
All right.
Man, such a tough shot from Jason Miguez right there.
Yes.
But it gives Sooners the lead, and that's what he does. Unfortunately, he makes those tough shots look easy, and now he's gonna get a foul. He gets called for the reach in there. Hand in the cookie jar, Maestro. Got caught.
Yeah, and that's the first IQ point I'm going to take away from him. He was already beat in the post. He was basically allowing himself to be back down underneath the tank top in the second row. I mean, underneath the rim. Underneath the backboard. Don't reach in. Just go on just write that one off. Live for another play. You'll make it work.
Yeah, the shot clock under 10. Down to 5 here. Try to get a shot up here. And pass inside. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound by Champa. And as soon as they get away with it here is Miguez. Has the ball out here on the perimeter looking to set up the offense. Miguez trying to attack inside. Back over in the corner for Drummond. Drummond picked up his dribble and now is stuck in the corner here. Someone's got to help him out.
Yeah.
The help eventually comes. Champa does get there. Screen from Hug. Champa with it. Fires the three with the tug line and down. Can't get it. Second, third chance here. Foul on the play. As we'll see Kendrick Hug. What's a great throw?
I believe it was Jermaine Owens came in, said he's going to make him earn him at the stripe. Not going to let him take some free points. Not going to let him hype the crowd. Not going to let him hype himself. I take that foul. That's a good emotional stopper of a foul. Give everybody a chance to catch their breath. We're starting to see some bad decisions be run, and I don't mean bad decisions in terms of mistakes. I mean in terms of there's the field is narrowing here. The pressure is kind of getting to both of these teams as they're playing, falling out of principle just a little bit. We're not seeing a rotation behind the basket. We're still seeing great cutting. We're still seeing great help side. That's awesome. But you know what? Things are starting to get a little tight someplace else. And sometimes, hey, what do we say? Pressure makes diamonds, but it also bursts pipes.
100%, Mike, 100%. And we're definitely seeing a lot of that. And we'll continue to see more of it if the game stays as close as it does. It's only a 3-point lead here for the Sooners.
And listen to this crowd.
Yes. Crowd is going insane. Harper off the screen. Doesn't take the three. Instead, tries luck inside. Gets the foul. No basket. As Rutgers fans are still staying loud here in their first national broadcasted game of the year. They've brought it. Rutgers on the court has brought it. Dylan Harper has done his part as well for the Scarlet Knights here in this one. 17 points. We're going to get his 18th and 19th here on the free throw line. Doesn't get the first one to go.
Yes.
Huge spot here. Go ahead, my coach.
You actually getting ready to say it. Let me get out your way. I was saying the exact same thing. Huge spot right here. You know what? All this stuff's going to count, especially when the clock is stopped. That's when you really have to take advantage of that whole play. He has a nice, smooth left-handed shot. He needs to make it work.
As with myself, I appreciate that. 1 point lead here for Oklahoma. 1 point lead here for the Sooners and Rutgers. As Oklahoma takes the timeout here. Maestro, you got 6 minutes left here in this one. Before we get back to the game here in strategy, the Apple Classic is coming at you next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Maestro, I know you're a big prep guy.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead, Maestro. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I got coming out tomorrow. My Talking Dirty. We talk about the upcoming matchups. Who's on each team? Who's going to do what? Please check it out. Let me know what you think. I always say, Tim, what you want to talk about? Tim, how you want to talk about it? And tell who you want to talk about it with. Give a look at my Talking Dirty tomorrow, coming out at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless my parole officer says different.
Yes, sir. Look out for Maestro's Talking Dirty. It's one of the best podcasts, the only prep focused content here. Maestro's the prep guy. If you want your prep content, Maestro's your guy. I'll promise you that. He won't let you down. He will not let you down one bit, and this game has not let us down at all. Maestro down to 6 minutes here in this one. 1 point lead for the Sooners. What were you, if you're Rutgers head coach here, Steve Pickell, what were you telling your kids in the timeout?
keep saying we're right where we want to be. They're right here within arm's reach of us. We need to stick to our game. We're doing everything well. What we need to do is get one extra stop and score on one extra possession as we start breaking down the game these last few minutes for each minute left, and that's going to give us our chance to take this game home.
We've got plenty of time left, and the game's close enough to where one mistake's not going to kill you, but it's still crucial regardless to keep things kind of clean. Miguez has the ball here, gives it inside to Hogg. Hogg gets it to go. That's a tough shot, Maestro.
What a move. What a move. You know, you use the backboard as a screener, and you make yourself that you put your arm out. The defender has nothing else to do but to foul you, and you take advantage of that. Very high IQ play.
Yes, exactly. High IQ plays, and you're going to need to see a lot of those too, Maestro, as the time winds down and the score continues to stay this close. This is where those smart basketball minds on the court come into play, and Dylan Harper continues to impress here in their home broadcast debut.
Yes, he does.
Pass inside, great pass inside, and Miguez going to go to the free throw line here to try and make it a 3-point lead here again for the Sooners.
Yeah, it is where this game needs to be for both teams. So I'm going to say it again. This might come down to the moment of what? Who's going to be the first team to take advantage of the mistake that the other team is going to give them?
Exactly. And speaking of mistakes, Maestro, we really haven't seen too many for either side.
Exactly.
Right now, Oklahoma has 5 turnovers, Rutgers only has 4. So this team has really made a lot of mistakes here tonight.
Exactly. And the reality of it is, when that mistakes come, as slight as it might be, you need to take full advantage of it. And these teams are playing at a high level tonight. It's just what you, it's just, I mean, man, we're here for it, bro. Come on, B-Ron. Let me go. Let me get out there.
Exactly. You know, Rutgers, this is the team that, like I said earlier, they had postseason success last season. Went to the second round of Hoops area, and it's a 1-point Sooner lead here again. And so they're used to playing in the big moments, and they want these kind of things. They started season ranked, if memory serves correct.
Yes.
So this team that came in with title aspirations with Dylan Harper on the team now as well. Oklahoma, on the other hand, they seem to talk, but they didn't play well last season. And they're looking to turn it around this season. Great defense there. Corralling to the ball there.
Okay, now you've got your stop. Turn it into a bucket. You don't need to do a lot. There's still plenty of time left, and you're right where you need to be. So we need a smart shot here.
And that was the senior Cedric Sandlin on the defensive stop there. Now Owens, ball out here on the almost in the perimeter.
Oh,
inside to Sandlin, great cut. Sandlin finishes it.
There you go. That's that activity. He saw this man with triple team and right to open spot underneath the rim. Help slide never got there.
We're gonna take a quick break here, folks. 2:58 left. And we're back to the conclusion of this one.
To make it 2-possession game, and they will.
Definitely gonna have to look elsewhere.
Oh!
Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang!
Now there's a steal by Murr. Underneath the DJ. Lays it in. Right up.
What's this gonna be? Oh!
Lead pass.
Oh! Stop it! Stop it! Do not do him like that!
Now goes to roll. Brandon, the three-pointer out front.
Hit him! Yes, he did! Iguodala up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Welcome back, everyone. 74-73. Rutgers has the lead. Crowd in tow. They are putting on a show here in their broadcast debut on SimWorld TV. This game is lived up to the hype, and I'm glad to be here on the call with you, Maestro, for this one.
Always good to be with you. Ron, you always smell so good. I'm just saying, brother. You just always smell so good. Love it.
Hey, look, sometimes you gotta smell good, right?
That's right.
Well, look, after this game, folks, stay tuned, because the post-up is coming up after this game, and again, after the post-up is the SimWorld U game of the week between Creighton and South Carolina. So don't go anywhere, because there is more to talk about as we're going to get the goings-on around SimWorld U tonight in the post-up, those other various topics hosted by Siege. He'll be in here for the post-up for that one, so stay tuned after this game for that as well. We better game action here and taking the lead right back thanks to Suno Chopper.
It's going to be back and forth for a minute. We're going to see something happen here, B-Run, and the next game is guaranteed to be 4 overtimes when you get your money back.
This one might be going a little longer too, Maestro. We might be breaking the curse of Creighton here tonight. At least here in this one anyway.
Adding our own.
Yeah, exactly. This is on our own for all that's worth. You know, one of the things, Maestro, that I've been really impressed with tonight, besides the play of guys like Floyd Henderson and the upperclassmen, is the play of the freshmen in this game. Suno Choppa, Dylan Harper, Jermaine Owens, Orland Mock, Cuddy Zoe. So many freshmen on both sides have made their impact on this one. And in a game like this where it's so close, Maestro, you need your upperclassmen to come through, yes, but your freshmen are getting tested early.
There you go. You really need that. And, you know, let's just take a look at it. Oklahoma has 4 players in double digits between Henderson, McGuess, Choppa, and Harner. On the other side, Rutgers looking at 3 players in double digits and 1 player right on the cusp right there. You know, Harper, Sandlin, and Zoe right at double digits, and Demarion Mitchell is at 8 points. So, you know, the people are getting it done here tonight.
Everybody is getting it done. They're not letting us down. We're not letting you down tonight either. This is going to be a fantastic feeling for this one. Pass inside. What a pass inside. And finish though, but he does get a second chance. And it goes. Nicely out. Marion Mitchell. Rebound, and now he's in double digits, Maestro.
Yes, kept his head the entire time. That's exactly what you want to see. Listen, I missed that. Let me get it back. Let me take it up again. Stay calm, kept the heart rate regular. Look at that. Bucket ensued.
And James McGuess responding right back with 2 points of his own. This lead has been seesawing back and forth for a majority of the second half, I feel like, Maestro. We're now down to under 2 minutes left in the contest.
There has had 117 lead changes. Don't argue with me. Just go with it. And it's going to happen. Just happen again.
Just happened again. Back and forth we go. Where does this thing stop? Nobody knows right now.
There you go.
Nobody knows at all. But I do know it's a 1-point Rutgers lead, and Choppa looking to get it right back, and he can't do it there. Harper and Owens on the defense there.
You want to make this count? You want to make this be what it needs to be?
a kid sees.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Wesley, and I recently joined SimWorld Hoops. If you love hoops as much as you love art, you've got to check out SimWorld Hoops at discord.gg/SimWorld Hoops. It is the ultimate virtual basketball experience. It's not like a regular game. It's like stepping into your own world. Whether you play or you're just a fan, it's time to see the game, be the game. Don't forget to check me out on social media at It's Jasmine Wesley.
Ha pasado mucho tiempo, tengo amores esperando mi regreso. Estoy cansada de decirles que lo siento, en mi futuro ustedes no los veo. Ya me acostumbré a estar sola. I found happiness en el mar y las olas. I refuse to settle, even if it meant that I'd be alone forever. Pero tú me enseñaste que el sexo no debe ser la única pasión en una relación, que soy linda, con make-up on también, natural como soy, como soy. Me enseñaste que los sentimientos que se siente uno al otro pueden ser mutuos. Me enseñaste que el amor debe sentirse como el amor. Disculpa, baby, espero que yo no te ofendo. I'ma be honest, never felt this kind of love before, todo tan nuevo. I like keeping a surface, a really good way to keep 'em. So when you dove deep, it made me think that I would lose us. Ya me acostumbré a estar sola. I found happiness en el mar y las olas. I refuse to settle, even if it meant that I'd be alone forever. Pero tú me enseñaste que el sexo no debe ser la única pasión en una relación, que soy linda, con make-up on también, natural como soy, como soy. Me enseñaste que los sentimientos que se siente uno al otro pueden ser mutuos. Me enseñaste que el amor debe sentirse como el amor.
SimWorld, 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 SimWorld.
It's a place where average Joe can work on his craft and grow. Say you the new magic, yo. Well, why you ain't passing though? Better get you a basket, bro. Cause this ain't no Madden, no. This is real ball life from prep to pro. Gamar Park, this ain't no fashion show. It's the opportunity for you to be the one to shoot the three. In the clip, game on the line. They like, who is he? Must be the 2-3 or 2-4. The one twice. Coach saying do more. Scouts like that boy nice. So drive up the price. Push up the stock. Build up your name. Stir up the pot. Piss off the eye. As a player or a coach. Here it is, dog. SimWorld. This is your shot.
Yo, yells.
SimWorld.
You know your boy gotta get some of this, right?
SimWorld.
Rick Blaze.
SimWorld.
Ladies love. Let's go.
I be on some ballers, trying to get my hands on a scholarship. Pretty young thing already knew my name, said she wanna try out on a scholarship. Hold up, let me PG it. Porn go past, but you know I'm gon' do it. Podcast fast, big Bob on the snacks, and you know I'm in my bag when March can't beat it. Baby, I be drippin' with my foes tipping. Shot out to the ballers, no bull like I'm Pippin. Rick Blaze hit him with the freestyle. SimWorld Hoops, man, them boys wild.
SimWorld, 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 SimWorld.
And then when their lead expanded, they turned into a highlight machine, except for the problem was there was no film in the camera.
Welcome in to your grandma's favorite show, The Post Up. We are here solo tonight. Jalen had to pull over his Corvette to help an old woman who was needed saving from a river. What a great guy. That's what he does. So he will not be with us here tonight. Look, unfortunate that the broadcast went out, but I'm getting word from our announcers who were there in the stadium and our SimWorld TV guys on location. The game continued. More issue with SimWorld TV's connectivity, broadcasting, technology. And they're constantly working on that. I'm sure it'll get resolved. But Rutgers, their defense held up. They get their second win of the year over Oklahoma at the end of the day. What a game. I mean, we saw Oklahoma kind of do what they are best at. They were running, they were gunning, they were doing their thing. At the end of the day, we talked about this Rutgers team defense before the season starts, how good we really expected it to be. And it did turn out to be their saving grace tonight towards the end of the game that I know y'all did not get to see. But, you know, a defense is a defense, whether the cameras are on or not. So shout out to Rutgers. You got to give props to Oklahoma. They fall to 5-9, which is unfortunate because this team is better than a 5-9 start. That being said, your record's your record. And what you see on tape is what you see on tape, but your record is what gets you seeding and a spot in Hoopsteria. And if they don't start fixing that up soon, could be an issue for them. There's still conference play. The intensity turns up. We'll see if they turn it up with them. But this Oklahoma team is the kind of team that if they can hit their stride at the right time, we talk about that all the time when it comes to SimWorld U college hoops, is hitting your stride at the right time, not too soon in the season, not in the middle of the season. But if you can hit them directly right going into Hoopsteria hot, they do have the talent, I think, to make a run. We'll see, though. Disappointing loss for them. But shout out to Rutgers and that defense. They really held it down. So moving on from that one, let me put you on. Let me put you on. I don't got Jalen here right now. I like to play these little games with Jalen, but since I don't got him right now, I'm gonna give you another list of guys. I gave you my top 10 SWBA prospects. I'm gonna give you here some guys that maybe are flying under your radar. It came to my attention when I was calling the Texas Tech game last night. We saw Malik McNeil go to work, as well as Tyrell Thompson. But Malik McNeil, I mean, to me, that guy's a first-rounder, probably a late first-rounder. He's got a lot of talent. It seemed to me a lot of people were not familiar with his game because Texas Tech has not had the opportunity to be on national television yet. So I thought I'd do you guys a favor and put you guys on to some of the most, I don't even want to say underrated. They're not underrated, but maybe underexposed guys, whether it's because their teams aren't performing so well in the win column, or because they haven't got a chance to be nationally televised yet. But I'm going to start it off. This guy should not be under your radar. He's the least under the radar of the guys I'm going to tell you about right now. But Donald Ifedi from Minnesota, if you don't know the name yet, know it. He is projected to be a lottery pick, but he has not gotten a lot of exposure in the media this year, averaging 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists a game on 64% from the field. This guy might be the most athletic dude in SimWorld U. A freak of nature. He can create his own shot exceptionally well. Exceptional two-way player, has great size. Not only is he going to be a lottery pick, this is a guy who I could see being a day one SWBA starter for a team that takes him. Do not, if he's been flying under your radar up till this point, stop it right now. Know the name Donald Ifedi. Exactly. He's not a sleeper. He's not a sleeper. I see you, Coach Creighton, tell me he's not a sleeper. He is not a sleeper, but I don't see anyone talking about him, media included. Don't see him. So put you on to him. Next, I'm going to talk about a guy from Virginia Tech who I know nobody's paying attention to Virginia Tech, but Travion Novick. Travion Novick, he's projected as a second rounder right now. I believe he will end up a first rounder, 6'6", about 220. He's averaging 21 points, really 22, 8 rebounds, 3 of those offensive rebounds per game, and 3 assists per game, almost 2 steals a game on 70% from the field. Travion Novick is going to move up the draft board. I'll tell you that right now. Incredibly versatile. He plays the 4 for Virginia Tech, but he could move to the 3. And I think if he got his ball handling a little bit more up to par, which it really is, I don't think we get to see it enough because of the way Virginia Tech plays him and the way their roster is built out. But he is an exceptional ball handler with great quickness. Travion Novick, keep your eye on that guy. Sensational. And Virginia Tech is not flying under the radar, to be honest. They're 4-2. They just haven't got a chance to show their stuff. That is an incredible team. And another draft prospect on that team, Newly Cox, but he didn't make my list for tonight. But also watch out for that name, too. Those two are a dangerous duo. Moving on, we're going to talk about Brian Vaughn from Colorado. Another guy projected to be a second rounder, a little undersized for his game, but an almost 10 rebounds a game, 9.4 rebounds a game. He's very close to being a double-double machine, and he averages a steal a game. This guy is, if you get a chance to watch him. He's putting in the work. Colorado not having the greatest success at 4-5, but Brian Vaughn is a dog. Do not be surprised if you get to see him, to watch him put in that work. Next, we're going to talk about a guy who is not a flashy. This is probably the biggest sleeper on the board, but he is the team captain and center for New Mexico Lobos, who is an underrated team, in my opinion, Taz Cooper. Now, Taz Cooper is not going to dazzle you with his stats. He's a little undersized at 6'8", but he reminds me, he's almost if you guys remember the Manimal in terms of his motor, and I'm talking about Kenneth Faried, the Manimal, Kenneth Faried. If you take his motor, but then also you make him a great passer, Taz Cooper is not only leading his team in offensive rebounds per game, he's also leading them in assists per game, dishing out 5 assists per game from that center spot. This guy is a dog. He's one of the hardest workers you will see on the court. Do not sleep on Taz Cooper. You're going to see this guy at the moment. He's a sophomore. A lot of people are projecting he's going to return for his junior season. While I do think that's a possibility, because I know he does love New Mexico and he loves SimWorld U Hoops from talking to him, he's going to have a chance to maybe be a second-round pick somewhere. If not this year, he might try to keep moving up the draft boards, but watch out for Taz Cooper. He's a stud. Another guy who you are actually are going to get to see tomorrow night for Dayton against Maryland, or not tomorrow night, I apologize, it's Thanksgiving, but on Friday night at 8 p.m. against Maryland on SimWorld TV, Maxim Bynum of Dayton. Now, again, this team has 4 players averaging double digits, but Maxim Bynum is one of them. Very skilled big, and he makes big plays when it counts. Keep an eye on him. My last one, Keyshawn Shipp from St. John's. He is projected as a late first rounder currently, but he's 6'9". He plays the 3 for them, but this guy is a true guard. He handles the ball incredibly well. He's a great facilitator, dishing out 4 a game, averaging about 20 points per game. Great shooter, incredibly quick, and again, 6'9", and this is not 6'9" like Mbako is 6'9", or D'Angelo Jordan 6'9", and they're kind of Kevin Durant. This is a 6'9" true guard. Like, he is a true guard, and if you get a chance to watch St. John's play, do not miss it. He is sensational. But moving on, tonight around SimWorld U, of course, we just saw Rutgers take down Oklahoma, but what we also got going on, just a quick touch on, Baylor takes down FSU 52-43. Really well-rounded game from Baylor. It was a sloppy one for both teams, but Baylor only turned the ball over 8 times as opposed to 17 for Florida State. That was their saving grace. They get the win there. Michigan State blows out Iowa State. Not a lot to say there. Iowa State is they struggle. They struggle, so we're not going to talk about that one too much. TCU. Let's talk about TCU. Game-winning shot from Nene Gibson to cap off his 23-point night as he takes down number 16 North Carolina, who had recently kind of started hitting their stride. This TCU team's an interesting one. They're now 6-9, 9 losses, but they've got some really good wins. They can compete with anyone. I think they're going to be a dangerous team come conference play and come time for Hoopsteria. The final game that we've had wrap up already, Arkansas blows out VCU 98-66. Jahi Hobson, who was an SWBA hopeful at the beginning of the year and hasn't kind of fallen off draft boards recently, was seen very visually upset with his coach and his teammates at the way they've been playing recently. They fall to 2-5, and Jahi Hobson is not happy. But great performance from the Razorbacks bouncing back. But let's talk about the future, huh? Enough about the past, enough about what's done. We got a great one coming up for you. SimWorld U, game of the week, Creighton going to South Carolina. And since I don't have Jalen to help me with it tonight, I'm going to give you my 3 in the key for this one. That's right. My 3 in the key. It's probably not going to be quite as good as Jalen's is. He is an expert at this, but I'll tell you what, my first key, and this should go without saying, I expect to see Isaiah James on Ethan Letterman Jr. all game. That matchup is going to be one that I'm going to watch for. And I think if Isaiah James can win that matchup, he is going to give South Carolina a much bigger chance of winning this game. Ethan Letterman, we all know his skill. If you're a prep junkie, you've seen Ethan Letterman. He has upped his game since he's gotten to SimWorld U. Creighton has kind of given him the green light to score, and he's been sensational, really, with that green light. So that matchup is going to be my first key. Who's going to win that matchup kind of thing? Can he contain Ethan Letterman? Second one, another defensive one, Mark Chisholm. Mark Chisholm is another guy who's not going to flash you with his stats, but as a freshman has come in and made himself the defensive leader, the defensive heart of this Creighton team. He's got to be vocal on the court. He's got to be calling stuff out. And if he can perform defensively like we know he can, he's going to make life very hard for this South Carolina team. Specifically, we know they like to play through the post. Mark Chisholm actually is top 5 in the country when it comes to deflections on passes into the post. Bounce passes, lob passes, whatever it is, any kind of passes, post-entry passes. Mark Chisholm ranks 4th in the country as a freshman on deflections on those kind of passes. That's South Carolina's game. If he can do his thing there, that's going to be a big key for this Creighton defense. And my last key, simple one. We all know him. He's a monster. Keandre Baldridge. Here's the thing. Keandre Baldridge, monster in the post. We just talked about one of the ways that they might try and kind of keep that under wrap, and that's Mark Chisholm's defense. But besides that, the biggest guy on this Creighton team is Mark Chisholm. 6'7". They got 2 other 6'7" guys playing center and power forward for him, the 4 and the 5, and Gorham Hodges and Corbstow. Corbstow is a monster. Corbstow is very strong. But Keandre Baldridge is going to have the leg up on them. So that key in Keandre Baldridge is going to feed even more to my second key, which I think might be the most important one. Mark Chisholm has to do his thing in keeping them from getting the ball to the post, but it can't just be him. This whole team's got to do a really good job of denying the post against Keandre Baldridge, or he's going to have a field day. If they can't do that, I expect to see Baldridge with a 20-10 type of night tonight. But those are my 3 in the key. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope I made Jalen proud. But we're going to go ahead and send it over to Columbia, South Carolina, Colonial Life Arena, where the Gamecocks are hosting the Creighton Blue Jays tonight. We've got Yells on the call. Surprise appearance from the big man himself, Yells. I'm a huge fan of Hard in the Paint, so I'm excited to watch this one. And he'll be joined by Coach Creighton on the call out there in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm going to let them take it away. Thank you for being with us again here tonight on the Post Up. Remember to drink your water. And as always, like the video. And remember, SimWorld Sports is the only place where you can see the game, be the game. We'll see you next time.
When the SEC is in the house, oh my God, it is your boy Yells here. They let me run play-by-play. This should be interesting. And I am here with the great coach himself, Coach Creighton, all the way from SimWorld Prep. Got me down here in South Carolina. How you feeling today, Dre?
I mean, this is probably a one-in-a-million experience. I never thought I would get to coach call one of my former players' games. That experience alone is surreal.
Indeed he is. And for those who are unaware with SimWorld Prep, which I know y'all know it is groundbreaking, taking the world by storm in high school basketball. He is referring to one Isaiah James, who will be leading the way here, along with Keandre Baldridge, the two sensational freshmen for the Gamecocks, as they lace him up here against in Colonial Life Arena. They will be going head-to-head with another good tandem of offense and defense in freshman Ethan Letterman Jr. and the defensive prowess of Mark Chisholm coming in for Creighton. But the unsung story in this game may very well be Musant Korbstu and Quan Singleton, which a lot of people are going to be looking out for here. Drayden, before this one tips off here, what are you looking forward to in this matchup?
I think C said it well, anybody who tuned into the early broadcast. The matchup between Isaiah James and Ether Letterman.
We will see if they are matched up with one another indeed. Creighton here on defense, as we see Isaiah James, there's no way you're going to be partial or impartial in this matchup, is there?
I hold all basketball to be beautiful. I watch this game completely with no bias.
Tell you what, Creighton giving up an open jumper there as they slip into a 2-3 zone. Not sure if that's what the game plan is here for the night. Now we see Quan Singleton with the ball. Quan Singleton, I know you're pretty familiar with him. I think you're pretty good friends with Coach Drees down in SimWorld Prep. Quan Singleton was a member of the Philadelphia Elite, if I'm not mistaken, as he has a shot blocked by Keandre Baldridge. What do you know about this kid, Coach Creighton?
Quan Singleton's an elite shot maker, shot creator, one of those kind of guys that goes under the radar because there's a lot of big names in SimWorld Prep. I think he got caught in like the shaft of it because he was a senior. But when you have a special level playmaker and Drees used him well, I think guys like that always get to shine at the next level.
You will see here, indeed, 3-0 lead here early. Beautiful kick out to Mark Chisholm. He's going to repost here. South Carolina Gamecocks sitting at 5-3, some big wins on the season. Currently riding a 3-game win streak. Winner 4 of their last 5, but currently unranked, Drayton. There's been a lot of talk and speculation about some of the teams that are still in the SP Top 25 versus those who are not. Have any thoughts on this Gamecock squad?
I tend to say this because it is true regardless of how anybody feels. The rankings don't matter until they matter. So in early season, mid-season, these are kind of like friendship rankings. It means something to you if friendship means something to you, but at the end of the day, when hoop hysteria comes along, a lot of the rankings become more true.
Letterman for deep, you knew that was good, and so did he as soon as he let it go from the corner. He is a knockdown shooter. That's what he does. That's what Creighton brought him in to do. They're hoping to get some more help in this recruiting class that's already rolling here. Him, Quan Singleton, and Mark Chisholm, if they continue to build and work through recruiting, I think they have a bright future ahead. Just to looking at my notes here, you got Rasant Corbs, who is a sophomore. Really, you only have 2 seniors on this team. Can you talk about how important recruiting is and building it over a period of time, Coach Creighton?
Well, one of the more beautiful things about SimWorld Prep is it's not only the best prep league in the world, it prepares you much for how the college game works. Because you're constantly recruiting and looking and watching film of all the talent and the people who put their name into the pool to be recruited, you understand how it is to recruit at the next level. In order to be successful or to build a successful program, you have to have the next guys lined up and the guys lined up after that. Great shot right there by Ethan Letterman.
Looks like a 3-point shooting exhibition. Looks like they're both willing to give up the 3. One of these teams is a much better shooting 3-point team. 3-point shooting team. The other, South Carolina, in the bottom portion of the SWU, SimWorld U, in 3-point shooting. Creighton on the other side, not particularly great at 3-point shooting, but they do have one, Ethan Letterman Jr., as we just spoke of.
And I think my favorite part about teams that are willing to come out in the 2-3 zone, they're basically daring you to shoot the 3. And anybody who has that little respect for their opponent, I have respect for, because you're basically saying you can beat us anyway, but you won't beat us by a 3.
Coach Drayton, appreciating and respecting the disrespect. We're going to respect this early timeout, and we'll be right back after this.
Ladies, we ask your forgiveness. Please forgive our immaturity, our outbursts of tacky compliments. Forgive our browser history. Forgive our hormones taking control of us. Forgive us for thinking an open shirt is the ultimate weapon of appeal. Forgive us for opening our beers like primates. Forgive for taking a no as a yes. For insisting on playing a guitar that doesn't exist. And please forgive us for never washing our hands. Ever! Schneider, the beer with the exact maturity for the man who's in the process.
back here in South Carolina. Never thought I'd be here again after what happened last time, Jordan. I can't talk about it though. What I can talk about, What I can talk about is we're running some mini giveaways. I think we're gonna start this up here because I don't feel like people are in this chat and in this stream like they need to be. I see people all in the chat chatting it up, but not here in the live stream. Blows my mind. But here's what's gonna happen. Next viewer that comes in is gonna go ahead and prompt a 1,000 EM giveaway. Tell you what, next week, in the spirit of giving and all that, we're gonna talk some real cash. We're gonna start giving out a little bit of duck. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but a little bit of ducky scratch, greenback, spinach, cake, whatever you want to call it. One more live stream viewer for now. 1,000 EMs. We crank it up to the next one, and then once we get there, we're gonna take it up another notch. How that sound, Jay?
That sounds absolutely lovely. Get your keys, black man.
Ethan
Letterman was fouled.
Before we get going here, Drayden, we just got that person in here. Cyrus Stars, I believe that is Cyrus Jackson from Gulf Coast Lockdown. Don't know when he's going to change that name. 1,000 EMs coming your way, sir, as we literally just got to what the number we need to. 10 more live streamers after this, live viewers on the live stream. We're going to go to 2,000 EMs. Let's get back to the match.
Ethan Letterman sinks the first one relatively easily.
That's what he does. He shoots the ball, Drayden. How do you feel? I have feelings about shooters. It's one of the hardest things to guard because if you can, it's a great skill. I'm glad that it's become so prevalent in today's ball. Someone's got great handles, you can shade them. If they play a power game, you can push them out before they even get in the post. There's a lot of things you can do, but a shooter, hand in the face. You can put a hand in the face all you want. That's just gonna impair him a little bit. But shooters shoot, right?
As somebody whose jump shot pre-knee injury used to be silky smooth, I personally love shooters. I lived off of down screens, but great timeout by South Carolina to try and slow the bleeding a little bit.
Movement off the ball is that when you talk about coming off of down screens. So you can be a great shooter, but how important is it to be able to move without the ball?
I think it's more important to be able to move without the ball. If you learn the ins and outs of your teammates and how they see the court and how you can move around the defense, it doesn't really matter if you can shoot. As long as you can finish, you can probably be the greatest 10 to 15 point scorer in the world if you know when and where to cut. I swear, it's one of the greatest things that I harp on that people never understand. That if you can see the court, that's the first part. If you know where to be at on the court, that's the second part. The third part is just learning your rhythm. After that, basketball is easy. Offense is your
That's what Steph Curry says all the time. People see all the lovely handles and all the highlight plays, but most of his buckets come off of him catching, shooting, coming off screens, getting open. Then he gets into his bag, and he gets everyone off of kilter. Once he came off of the pin down, or moving without the ball, they're already juiced and gassed from chasing him around.
There's some illegal screens in it. That's neither here nor there.
It's part of basketball, man. Isaiah James with the ball here as we see Creighton again in this 2-3 zone, which is giving South Carolina all kinds of problems. Ethan Letterman coming up with the steal. He's going to push the break.
11 in progress.
He takes it on himself. He did have numbers there. Interesting decision to push the break on his own. Keandre Baldridge comes up with this second block of the game. Coach, let me ask you this. When a team is in a zone and you're not a particularly great three-point shooting team, what can you do to break that zone?
Now, I never know the technical term for it, as I used to go to sleep during film classes. But
don't let your players
we call it.
Don't let your players.
We call it overloading. You overload a side and force somebody to come help. When you overload the side and send a screen, so the help side defender has no choice but to step up, it breaks the zone. Once the zone's broken, they have to play man, because anybody who's just standing there is just stuck in the way. The overload can become rather tedious on the defense if one or more people aren't actively shifting. An overload happens, the mid-range opens up, cutters open up. And then, even if you're not a dominant three-point team, the mid-range and the backdoor cuts and the dunks, the oops, all of those become so annoying that you either have to A, get out of the zone, or B, change the players that are in the zone.
Questionable foul call there. Mark Chisholm's going to go back to the line here. Excuse me, Ethan Letterman. My apologies. Ethan Letterman coming out pretty aggressive in this one. That's what you like to see. He's made it known that he wants to be the guy on a team. Not very heralded coming out of SimWorld Prep. Was able to parlay himself into shooting into a scholarship here at Creighton. He quickly endeared himself to the coach and the teammates here, and he's come out in this one 2 for 4 from the field, 2 or 3 from deep. Back at the free throw line, it's a good start.
Ethan Letterman's story reminds me of another player's story. I won't get into their name. They currently are in the headlines and all that stuff. Ethan Letterman, during his time in prep, I'm not going to say that he always wanted a bigger role or couldn't necessarily carve out the role that he wanted. And sometimes you have to realize as a player that accepting those smaller roles, that all coaches see that.
He's rolling today. Scouts are in the house. Isaiah James from the corner, unable to get it to go. South Carolina still seemingly struggling with this zone. Ethan Letterman driving. Beautiful driving pass there. Defense converges. Quan Singleton at the top of the key. South Carolina slips into a zone of their own, kicks it back out. Quan Singleton's going to have to break down the defense. He throws it up high. Beautiful pass to Carlisle. Gordon Hodges. Hopefully I got that right. Beautiful pass. Pick it up. Throw it down. I don't know if that's what we want to see, Coach.
Sometimes as a coach, you can only call the play. You can only tell them who you think should get the ball. So when you see guys like Keandre Baldridge, and I know he's probably hit like 2 or 3 in his entire career, and sometimes you get the smell in yourself, especially when you're down 10 points. I don't think the coach called for him to shoot a 3. He was there, his teammate passed it to him. He's like, well, somebody has to take it. Great mid-range shot right there.
So they say about LeBron James, huh? Sometimes he takes the shots that you're supposed to take, and he makes the passes that you should. You gotta make them. You gotta make those passes. Basketball is a chess match, is it not?
I think a lot of LeBron's love, or rather the love for his style of game, is because, and you can't see it, guys, but in the booth I'm doing air quotes, he generally plays the right way, and I always argue against that because there is no technical right or wrong way to play as long as you win.
I tell you what, I agree with all that, and I love his IQ. I've come to appreciate him. Wasn't always a huge fan at all, and that's probably understatement. I was a LeBron hater. We'll just go ahead and say it. We can save all the stories for Hard to Paint. Tune in on Saturday. Tune in to OTR. I want to see some more OTR love. Coach Drayton here dropping great facts, great show he has here on Saturday mornings. Get your I'm not allowed to curse on SimWorld TV. Get your ASSs up and tune in for that show. But yeah, wasn't a LeBron fan, but I do respect and appreciate that he plays, I'm using your air quotes too, Drayton, the right way. But on occasion, the right way for me is by getting your big self in the paint, driving and cramming it down their throat and forcing them to call a foul or finish in the paint. Sometimes that's the right way as well when you're 6'9", 240, a freak athlete.
If I'm 6'9", 250, it's elbows and HOs when I'm getting into the paint.
And you're that fast like a locomotive. Like the worst thing you want to see on a basketball court is LeBron James moving full speed going north to south. I like him when he was in Cleveland against Detroit Pistons, that playoff series where he realized he couldn't make a jumper and he was like, I'm just going to score 21 straight points going to the rack. Good times. Open lane there, speaking of going to the rack.
South Carolina has slowly cut into this deficit. Not by hitting threes, by running the break. I guess you can consider that another way to break the zone. If you can't beat the zone, allow them to never be in it by just running the break.
There's a turnover from Creighton. Turnovers been a little bit of a problem for this Creighton team. They turn it over 11 times a game. They've been known to give up a lot. Allow teams back into games. You really want to take care of the ball when you're not want to be, not one of the better offensive teams in all of SimWorld U. You got to take care of the ball. You got to take care of pace of game, control tempo.
And I think people kind of get lost. And I harp like 3 things in basketball. 1, effort is everything. 2, pace controls most games. And 3, if you force people off their spots, because people, when somebody gets to their spot, they're generally not going to miss. This is where they take 1,000 shots a day at. It's generally hard to beat any team that does those 3 things. Forces you off their spots, high effort, and controls the pace.
Open 3. Creighton back to their game. Jamarcus Winter Fulford. A lot of hyphenated names on this team and a lot of shoes. South Carolina. We're going to call a timeout. We're going to take a break right along with them. Stick with us. More action coming after this. you all for sticking with us. We're back here in South Carolina. Good action in this one. Creighton in control of this one as the Gamecocks seem just lost offensively. Coach Paris trying to figure out what can and cannot work against this team, against this zone particularly. They have not been able to bust this zone. More particularly, they have not been attacking the rim, if you ask me. you seeing that's going on so far at this point?
You put a pencil on it and it's probably wrong. They've struggled at every facet of basketball. I think even their defense, something that they've been relatively known for this season, has been lacking. Greg McDermott has been on, I don't know if this is just a New Jersey thing, he has been on his wooden beads, if you will.
Some New Jersey love? Is this the all Drayton Love broadcast for you today, Coach?
I got family in South Carolina. It's some Draytons everywhere. There's more Draytons that I don't claim than I do.
Nice. Nice. There's some zone busting right there. Abbasside Dance attacking the rack. That's what they're going to need more of. Abbasside Dance, really good off of this South Carolina bench for this team. He does a lot of ball creation for them. He can go get his own shot. 10 points, almost 5 rebounds, shooting nearly 50%, and can get to the free throw line. It's a good time for him to make a name for himself.
Say James open from deep, and he does not hit it.
Coach, you worked with him a lot, and I know he's working on his perimeter game. It's not translating to show right now. But what have you told about him? You told him about developing, into being more of a well-rounded player. He came in as a big-time defensive presence, and that's why, South Carolina was interested in him. What have you talked to him about in regard to his perimeter rounding it out?
I tried to tell him the importance of playing at the next level. Nobody just wants a pure defender, as SWBA has transitioned more into the offensive game. So I told him, work on your finishing. But primarily, if you can hit down at least at 35% from the three-point line, then there's every team in the world will call you.
In the world?
In the world, Craig. In the world.
Beautiful take there, and a really, really tough shot there from Jamarcus Winter Fulford. Yeah, I'm going to say the full name, all 3 names. Beautiful finish there. Tough defense, better offense. See Abbasside Dance with it down low. Working on 2 defenders, Coach Drayton.
He was asking if he could have this dance, and it seems like Creighton's interior has been weak. That's always been something that Greg McDermott has never recruited. He never has been known for sending a big to the league. Even his own son is not considered a big, so...
Sounds like a little animosity there, Coach.
It's no animosity. It's no animosity or frustration. I kind of always have a disdain for certain types of coaches that avoid feeding the big guys. God didn't make this guy 6'10", 240 pounds for him to never touch the ball in hoops.
Not going to fight you there. Beautiful entry pass. He was unable to handle it. Was Edward Charlie to kick it back out. Missed shot, missed opportunity for South Carolina to bring this game even closer. Only a 7-point game. It feels like this game has been a lot further away. There's that defense. See if he's going to kick it up ahead or keep it all to himself. Steal and finish from Terrell Killebrew. Said, I'm not kicking out to the wing. I'm going to finish this thing myself. Speaking of finishing this thing, though, can I talk my ish?
Hey, SimWorld-ish.
SimWorld-ish. If you love SimWorld, if you're here in every stream, if you're engaging and commenting, you loving the content and all that, number 1, why haven't you hit the like button? Number 2, why haven't you shared this info with a friend? And more importantly, my DMs are dry. I've been waiting on some promo for you from you guys. Show your face. You don't want to show your face? Figure something out. At least send me a video that says see the game, be the game. I need as many of those as possible. I've never had DMs this dry since before I was married. They were never this dry. So let me make sure I clarify that just in case Miss Yells is watching. The DMs are very dry now, ma'am. They're very dry. I'm not just talking SimWorld. So yeah, if you love SimWorld, you see the game, be the game. Send the DM. Do that part too. Back to his action. Creighton, 5-point game. What does Creighton
You asked me.
keep control, or what has South Carolina been doing right so far?
South Carolina's been dominating on the break, and that's when you're a great defensive team, you assume that it's a lot of athletes on the court.
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Whoa! Whoa! Mark Chisholm, what you know about me? Big time finish. Known for his defense, his athleticism is top tier too. You know, when he came to this team, I hate to cut you off there, Coach. He came to this Creighton squad, and the thought was that he was going to play small forward, have to work on his perimeter game, play on the perimeter, but he hit a couple inch growth spurt here, and Coach McDermott said, hey, I can play him in the front court. I can play him at the 3 or the 4, and he's just been terrorizing teams so far this season.
And it's one thing about a Greg McDermott undersized team that runs a zone and primarily shoots from the perimeter. They always, especially during conference play, they always look good in the Big East. You don't get to see their mettle tested until Hoopsteria, because when you're playing coaches that you know and how they like to recruit, it can be the antithesis of the anti of how they want to coach. So his guys are usually quick, they can move well off ball, they generally can shoot the lights out, and that sometimes is a lot for Big East teams.
Shot clock winding down here. He's just going to throw something up. Great rebound there by Everett on the follow. 30-20. You would have thought that the Gamecocks would be the team on the glass in this one. So far, Creighton has been hitting the offensive boards. They got a 10-point lead.
And this zone has just been pure poison to the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Another easy bucket there. Defense leading the offense. Coach, there's been so many upsets this season. So many big name teams falling. How big a loss would this be? I know South Carolina's not ranked, but how big a loss would this be for this team? Their confidence and their standing in the SEC.
I don't think South Carolina's really hurt by this. I mean, last year, Cellar Dwellers, 7 total wins. They're at 5 wins right now. Their coach is just trying to make sure he can cool his seat off.
Not sure about that foul call. That's an excellent point. They did struggle greatly last year. Hoping to be on a come-up so far this season. And already things are looking up. Bringing in Keandre Baldridge, being able to pair him with Avicii Dance, bringing in Isaiah James. I want to make sure it does not go unnoticed because I am the Pettyweight champion, Coach Drayton. That dunk by Mark Chisholm, which I'm sure is going to make its way on a top player too somewhere, that was on Isaiah James. That was on Isaiah James. Just say all good defenders get dunked on at some point.
I can't hear you. You're cutting in and out. Every time I hear you say Isaiah James, it cuts in and out.
I'm sitting right next to you, so you may not hear it through the headphones. Yeah. But yeah, this South Carolina team looking a lot better than they had last season, and they have a bright future ahead of them. They can build upon their recruitment so far this past season.
For the most part, until they get another shooter or two, zones seem to be the way to ice them out of the game. Even as elite as their defense is, because they can't knock down an open jumper, it kind of seems to be poison to them that no matter how good their defense is, they're just running up and down the court getting ragged.
Game's still not out of reach. Just a 12-point game here in the first half. Gonna have to hit those. They're free. As we see the coaches here, both of them looking on intently.
I mean, when you're this locked into a game like this, you really want your players to hit the easy stuff. They've given them threes, they've given them mid ranges. Now they're missing free throws. If it's not one thing, it's another.
Amari Bean, man, shoots 74% from the free throw line. Another one of the seniors on this team, 6'10", 217. Some of the size that we thought would be on display. More good defense there from South Carolina, but they can't come up with it. You can let him around with the ball. He's going to kick it over to Chisholm. They're going to reset. Spread the ball around. Patient offense here. It's going to go up, and it's going to go down. A Beer Sealy knocking down the three. This is a 14-point game.
I mean, the more things change, the more they stay the same. A Greg McDermott team hitting from deep.
And I'm surprised. Really, I'm not surprised. As I get ready to say it, Keandre Baldridge. Oh my goodness! What a finish there from Averett. Wow. Marshawn Averett now with 6 points. And in spectacular fashion on that one. Keandre Baldridge, not a real mark on this game so far. That zone is just totally disrupting him as well as right on cue as I say that. He hits a really tough shot. More so, let me ask you this though, Coach Ray. 6'10", 7 feet, 6'11". What kind of shot that we just saw him hit there? And just a freshman from a big man. What do you think of the future of this kid and what he can be? Not just a SimWorld view, but almost knocks that one down at the SWBA level.
I think he's one of those guys that has an infinite ceiling. Again, I always try and harp on keeping the big men in the post. He has a more slight frame. He's not really heavy for his size. At 6'11", 6'10", maybe 7 foot. At 210, he's not heavy.
Well, you can put
he's definitely
right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that if his mid-range is that he's already confident in, he works on his post game, I think he can carve out a long future for himself. A la DeAndre Ayton and guys like that.
Is that what would you call? Who would you compare his game to? Would you say DeAndre Ayton?
I probably wouldn't say DeAndre Ayton right now. To me, he's really a tweener. He really should be at small forward, but he happens to be 6'11", 210 pounds. Decent rebounder, decent shot blocker. He's not. Even the ability to shot create is there for him. He's a good athlete. I think at the SWBA level that he's one of those guys that fits into those all-around, not Jonathan Isaac, but in that similar frame. I think Jonathan Isaac was probably a better three-point shooter at this time, but
Mike Hill with the ball. Creighton still in this 3-2 zone. Playing it very efficiently. You see them contesting, hustling back to players. Michael attacking the rack, can't get it to go. Shot clock is going to dwindle down. That shot's going to be no good. 20-point game, 20-point lead rather, for Creighton heading into halftime. Coach Drayton, just point blank, what does South Carolina have to do? I've asked them a number of times, but now they're down 20. They don't play with a lot of pace. What do they have to do to get back in this game?
They have to break the zone. They have to do something that makes this zone just take full advantage of it. It's not going to be shooting the three, and it's probably not going to be slicing on the inside. They overload to a side and try and get Keandre Baldridge in a one-on-one scenario. I think he can take Lusant Korbstu.
I want everybody to know that took everything. That took everything that Coach Drayton had. We talked about it off here. For him to get that last name out, that's the love he has and respect he has for this game and these kids. Appreciate you, Coach Drayton. Appreciate everyone tuned in. Y'all keep it locked.
I'm going to butcher a lot more names the longer they have me on broadcast.
We'll be right back.
You son of a bitch. biscuit-eating bulldog.
What the French toast?
Did you think I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen?
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
Pickle you, kumquat!
You're overreacting.
No, Bill, overreacting was when I put your convertible into a wood chipper. Stinky McStink face!
You Hoboken.
Fabulous. New Orbit Raspberry Mint cleans another dirty mouth. For a good clean feeling, no matter what.
Second half action coming up. Gamecocks down by 20, but Coach Drayton's on the broadcast, so you know what that means. Octa overtime coming up. So stay tuned. Don't worry about Creighton now being up 22. Coach Drayton is here. Double overtime could possibly be right around the corner.
Quan Singleton said no to that.
Games are never over. That's the thing about it. That's the thing about college ball here. As I say this, though, another turnover. Ethan Letter showcases some great defense here. But yeah, the collegiate game is more game of runs than you would ever imagine than the pro level, and that's one of the things I love about SimWorld Hoops. But South Carolina is going to do some work here and double team.
It seems like for a team that's facing a zone, they're not flowing the ball. That they're kind of complacent and, hey, they're giving us the three. We can't shoot threes. We'll take it.
Didn't look like they even wanted to shoot that one there, Coach.
They're not doing anything to break the zone. They're just complacent. And I think sometimes that's what makes the pro game so different from the college game, that, yeah, if you play for the Brooklyn Nets, you could have never liked the Nets your entire life, but now they're paying you, so you have to pretend like you like being a Net. So when you're down a whole bunch and you play pro basketball, you're like, all right, check me out. I already got my paycheck for the week. Versus college basketball, you pick this school. You love this school. You wear that name across your chest proudly. So you fight way harder. So I don't think South Carolina's ready to give this up. But it does look like some of these guys are getting the wind taken out of their sails.
To say the least, to say the absolute least, is this lead is now about to balloon to 25 with Mark Chisholm, and he can knock down this free throw here. And one of the things is when you cannot shoot the three ball, making a big comeback is just a challenge. You can't, and then, oh my goodness, turnovers like this here. Not a pretty possession there. Coach Drake, when the team's struggling like this, as a coach, I really do want to hear from your coaching perspective. When your team is struggling this much, how do you keep spirits up? Do you move on to the next game and try and keep them motivated in that way mentally? Do you talk about this game that's currently going on? Where do you land?
I personally talk about the game that's going on and ask people, do you not have pride? Do you not take this personal? Because as a coach, this is going to be another game under my belt, but for you, this will be on people's highlight reel. This will get somebody drafted. Do you want this to be a game that's remembered? Because there's only two ways for this game to be remembered, either a blowout or a storming comeback. Game's not over until the final whistle is blown and the fat lady sings, and we're gonna keep our hand on our mouth for as long as we can.
I shared a message out with all of SimWorld. I shared it with the coaches. Not sure if you got a chance to see it before you had to hop on your flight. But there was a women's college basketball coach talking about when when her best scouting went on is when she wanted to see how players were playing when they were getting blown out. She would show up to the game, no college gear on. She'd sneak in, sit behind someone, and she wanted to see the demeanor and see just the heart and the hustle and the heart of play. That if it continued, even in the midst of a blowout, to know if someone had the character or not. I don't know if you caught that or not. If you didn't see it, I'm not sending you nothing else, Coach. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, she talked a lot about that. Is that how you view things as well?
Without a doubt, and you know good and well I watched it. I'm a film junkie, so most film or videos, whether it be inspirational, motivational, teach, self-help, I'm always going to watch stuff like that. It means a lot to me because I'm somebody that when I take time to send somebody something, I want you to watch it. So when somebody takes their time to send me something, I watch it.
Touche. Watching here, one of the things I don't think that I'm seeing, Coach Creighton, is as I continue to watch South Carolina struggle with this zone, I do not see a lot of movement through that zone. I don't see a lot of cutters. You see a young man cut through there. But here's the stagnation. That zone has them moving the ball around the perimeter with very few cuts of action through the paint, right? Doesn't there have to be more movement to create some space? You don't have to settle for that shot, do you?
No, you don't have to settle for the three at all, but they keep taking it and taking it and taking it, almost playing directly into Creighton's hand. And like I said earlier in the game, I admire the level of disrespect that it takes to run a 2-3 zone all game. You're saying basically you'll never beat us by shooting a three. We're gonna give it to you, and that disrespect has worked. It's paid dividends.
If you're a team in the same conference, or just another coach, do you watch these strategies? Even if let's say you have a great man-to-man defense, or you run a trap, or a full court press or something, and it's been successful. Do you look at these kind of strategies against a team and say, "I'll switch it up against them and just see how much I can impose I will," or do you stick to what you do?
I think it's more like a personnel thing. If you're Kentucky and you know that you have some of the better defensive bigs and you can sometimes get elite guard play, there's no need to switch from man because you know it's pasta every time a fork's on the noodle.
Quan Singleton to the rack there. He's going to go to the free throw line. Quan Singleton, mentioned earlier, played in SimWorld Prep, played for the Philadelphia Elite. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's guys from 6'4", 195, freshman, scoring just 13 points a game. Or let me not say just, he's leading this Creighton team in scoring actually. Leading this team in assists at 3.5 a game, as well as 2.5 steals a game, which is second in the nation. Good defender, good ball player, really progressed his game as well. Almost got put on skates there though.
Somewhere Dries is smiling. You talking about a guy from Philly, especially a guy that he coached.
You are lying. I want to put that out there. That's an absolute lie. Dries doesn't smile, Coach.
Dries 100% smiles. It's after he stomps a team, but he definitely smiles.
Perhaps. Quan Singleton gets a second crack at it. Unable to get it to go. Looks like we've got some big time block there. Looks like we got some getting some minutes in for some other guys for this South Carolina team here.
Lord, please forgive me for this. Chuanuku Cassidy. It seems like he's the first person in what feels like a whole half of basketball hit a three for South Carolina. It also seems like he's unafraid to take it right into the defense.
Coach Drayton, I just got word that he does not prefer to go by his last name, first name only. Can you give that to us again?
Chuanuku.
I got your back, Coach, and his, for any of the fans that may be watching this young man right now. Kenachukwu Cassidy. I got you, Coach. And, Coach, SimWorld Prep tournament coming up this weekend for you guys, is it not? Are you guys involved in the tournament in the Big Apple Classic?
We are not in the Big Apple Classic. Coach from the Big Apple, but sometimes, always, I don't miss a SimWorld Prep tournament.
Make sure you all here are tuned in. Great high school action. The next collegiate stars, role players, and kids trying to make their name on their ways to the pros can be seen SimWorld Prep Saturday starting at, I believe, 11 Eastern. Make sure you're tuned in there. There's a three-pointer from South Carolina. I don't know, man. You seen a $2 bill laying around anywhere as well? It's been that kind of night.
You might see a $3 bill. They pull this one back.
Creighton with the ball. Beautiful cut down low to the unselfish Mark Chisholm. He's going to start this over. Kicks it out. Quan Singleton, who wants to attack the paint some more. Well defended. This is the best South Carolina has looked since tip-off, if you ask me.
And I still think they're in this game. Basketball's a game of runs. This is going to sound crazy. But if they hit 7 threes in a row, they take the lead.
Oh, my goodness. How many stops do they have to get, Drayton?
The stops is not the problem. They've been, and it looks like they may get the old school three-pointer. The stops is not the problem. I think they're more than able to get the stops. The problem is they're leaving the three wide open, and they keep missing it. I am on the podcast.
Yes, you are. Free throw line here. He's able to convert the three-point play. Drayton with his podcast and show Off the Rim. Think you'll have some guests on there anytime soon, Coach?
I'm more than open to having some guests, and I said it because on the panel you guys can't see it, but if it pops up every now and then, and the little shameless promo never hurt anybody, just like this shameless promo I'm about to do right now. You can't find anybody that's breaking down prep basketball better than me outside of the one and only Maestro.
Oh, you saw my phone was in my hand. I was about to hit the Batmo button. Maestro was going to make his way over here. I don't know if he was or was not going to have a shirt on. He would have made it.
Maestro never has clothes. Anybody who's wondering, a special episode this weekend on the rebound clip as I break down a play that a lot of people may not know about.
Coach Drayton always dropping gems. Make sure you guys are tuned in Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Sharp.
Also giving breakdown on tournaments as well. And the non-broadcasted, nationally broadcasted games and catching everybody up to speed. SimWorld TV and all of the prepsters definitely appreciate you for that, Coach.
You always got to give back to the youth. I believe I am more of a service doing that than I am anything else.
Coach Drayton always was telling me before the game, as he always says, if it's jiving, he's sliding.
I do not say that. Please don't make that up.
Wouldn't make that up. Chris Campbell knocks down the mid-ranger. Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the house. Only 2 points a game. He's getting some minutes here. He knocks it down, makes the most of it. Actually a really good offensive player, Coach McDermott says. But obviously you go with your guys here. But at 5'10", he says he gives this team fits in practice. Coach, you ever came across kids like that they are, maybe you don't give them a whole lot of run in game, but when you give them moments, they go crazy, but you love having this kid because of the effort and the intensity he puts in practice and quite frankly the fits that he can give your starting lineup?
Ooh, I've been waiting to do this one. This might come as a shocker. Wichita State's Leonidas Wright. I think he started maybe 5 total games for me as I was trying to work through some lineups. Generally in practice, 100% effort, maximum energy type of guy. He would go and dunk on, I'm not going to name names, but we had several people that are currently playing in the college game right now that if they see Leonidas sprinting towards the paint, they'll turn the other way.
You know, I was a fan of Leonidas when I got to watch my prep games, as I affectionately called him, Leonidas. Big fan. Played a lot bigger. Still plays a lot bigger than his stature.
I think he's probably one of those athletes that nobody will talk about, and I'm getting away from the game at hand. But
all good.
A super freak
to
athlete.
be fair, South Carolina's getting away from the game at hand too. Super athlete, you said.
Super athlete, and he had a super high motor. He was a hard worker, and sometimes guys like that, because of their size, he really wanted to play power forward. And I'm like, at 6'2", 215, I'll slot you in there, but it can't be as a starter, especially when I have 11 top cutlery in there.
A lot of your guys, Coach, come to the SimWorld U level and are showcasing great skill as freshmen and sophomore. Makes you proud. Do you have your eyes on maybe stepping up to the SimWorld U level, or you enjoying working with the prepsters, or thoughts?
I generally tell everybody the same thing. In order for me to come up to college, they're gonna have to back up a Brinks truck because I'm comfortable where I'm at. While I love college basketball, great shot right there. Finally, South Carolina with a 3-point line.
This game's not out of reach. It's just we've seen some crazier comebacks so far this season.
If they hit 6 threes in a row, 7 threes in a row, they win.
Gonna have to get some stops here. Absolutely gonna have to get some stops here. We see Keandre Baldridge back in the game. Abasai Dance. Coach clearly going for some offense here. Don't know where he's gonna get the shooting from. Beautiful move there by Keandre Baldridge. And that's what he's able to do if he gets one-on-one coverage.
And sometimes when you're getting stomped like this, you just gotta go 100% at them and see where their heart's at.
Open three. Could have been a big confidence boost. Unable to get it to go.
I mean, when you're playing defense like that, you definitely don't feel like the game's out of reach. And again, I don't think the game's necessarily out of reach. Now, are they playing optimum basketball to keep the game in reach? No.
Those are kind of plays that could, and right as I say that, Quan Singleton goes right around his defender to finish at the rim. But those can be the kind of plays that motivate a team and get them going, spark that competitive nature in them that seems to be just zapped by this zone.
I'm not even mad at that mid-range shot because it broke the zone, but at some point your shot's gotta fall.
Good play there. South Carolina shooting 36% in this one. When you're talking about shots having to fall, I'm sure that's what coach is thinking over there on that sideline. Like, my goodness, at some point something has to go in, right? I believe that's why you don't want to go up to the collegiate level, Coach Drayton. You're trying to keep your hair.
I'm somebody who generally likes to rock a fro.
If you're gonna lose your hair, it's got to be for a Brinks truck, all right?
A Brinks truck and some brand new kicks. I need new kicks every game because I'm gonna be stomping so much. It's gonna be holes in every pair that I wear.
Heard it here first. You want more of that, you can get off the rim suckers.
Ooh, man, oh man, oh man. As of present, you getting nothing but Drayton, and more Drayton. And this is officially off the rim.
Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Cause I'm tryna ball out. Come on if you bout it. But you better keep up. I'm not slowing down. I swear they gon' see us. Ain't no way around it.
I must be blowing your mind. Cause when I look in your eyes, they say that they want, yeah. Let me know so I can show you love. I must be blowing your mind, baby. Cause when I look in your eyes, they say that they want, yeah. So let me know so I can show you love. I must be blowing your mind. Cause when I look in your eyes, they say that they want, run, yeah. They wanna be with me. I must be blowing your mind. Cause when I look in your eyes, they say that they want, ask me, let me please you, darling.
For those that are unaware, Coach Drayton is a crazy man. He is wild. Make sure you send me that link after the game.
I don't want that video having anything attached to me.
24-point lead here. Keandre Baldridge upset on the sideline here. Not sure what his anger could be about as his team is not performing up to expectation tonight. Let's talk impact player. Let's talk Quan Singleton. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in tonight's game, attacking the rack, playing great defense. Not to mention a steal, a lot of great contests. As we speak, he attacks the lane there, saying there's not a single defender that can keep me from getting to the bucket. And so far tonight, that has been true. Coach, this is just a beatdown.
BTA.
Beyond March?
Belt to behind parts. The hind parts of South Carolina are definitely getting a lesson. But again, I don't think this game is really out of reach for them. I know it's 6 minutes left, but again, if they magically find 6 threes in a row, they have the lead. They're only down 16. At a point in time, they were down like 25. They've done a lot to store back in the game, but when one team's literally just patiently waiting in the zone and another team's having to go full effort on defense, one team has fresher legs.
Coach Drayton talking a lot about hitting just a few threes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 threes is all they need Tell you what, this next giveaway, it's gonna be a challenge. First person, and I mean the first person in the YouTube chat or in the X chat. Apparently, got a lot of people watching on X. Shout out to you guys and appreciate y'all staying locked here with us. That's what we need. First person to put in the chat, the leading 3-point maker from our Ground Zero season. What player hit the most threes in Ground Zero? 1,000 EMs coming your way. Let's get back to action. If you didn't hear the question, too bad. Corpse Stew. Unable to finish there. Second chance at it. Can't get that one to go either.
Playing just like a Greg McDermott big, you gotta love to see it. No ability to score in the post. There was no hating that, I promise.
South Carolina still reluctant to shoot the three. He's not going to be reluctant at all, but he's also not going to get the made bucket. Quan Singleton still out of the game. Would you still have your starters out here, Coach?
After that one, probably not. You're up 18. You definitely have to get some of those younger guys in. Injuries can happen to anybody and everybody. So this is a great experience game with 5 minutes left. Unless South Carolina hits an untimely three right here, I'm pretty much saying, yeah, pull the start. And look, we are back in the ball game.
All right, Coach. all right, Coach. Nice try.
If they hit 5 threes, it is a tie game.
As a coach, have you ever felt that a game was over? I ask you that.
Yeah. I've only ever conceded defeat one time. And Lakeshore Drive came to the art gallery and pretty much ripped down every piece of art that we had up and told us to go home. And we were the home team.
That's a nice facility too. The Prepsters ponying up ownership, ponying up some money for you guys to be able to play there. I got to spend some moment there. There's some actual high dollar art in that facility, man. Did they give y'all any rules about when you're able to visit and rent that out? Are there any parameters of what you can and can't do? Is there security there or what?
One, there's a lot of security. Definitely, there's a portraited piece of a very famous basketball player, not gonna say who, and we were told that if you touch it, like even get like sweat or smudge stains on it, then we would no longer be allowed to use the facility. So early season, when we used to practice there, that was pretty much the rule. Don't touch any art pieces or you're gonna run until my legs are tired. And fun fact, I coach from a chair. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gotta be tough when you have to be careful of where you're blocking a shot and how hard it goes. It's a beautiful facility there. I want to go ahead and give a shout out and congratulations to one Tony the Defender Henderson. Young man plays in SimWorld Prep, is the winner of our challenge as to who hit the most threes in the Ground Zero season. The answer was LeGerald Carroll. Young man, you have 1,000 EMs coming your way. You'll be able to use those on gear and training and whatever you want to in the very near future. I do want to shout out everybody else that had some correct answers. Really briefly after that, Coach Dre Pope in the building. Laterals Carroll did not lead. He did not lead them, but LeGerald Carroll did. Shout out to you guys. Blocked there. I tell you what, Keandre Baldridge has done his job today. He started exceptionally slow, but he's continued to play defense. He's shown NBA scouts who are also in the building what he's capable of, but he's going to need some time here. He's going to need some help.
It's one of those things that, like, you can tell that he comes from that winning pedigree at Southeast Select. Shout out to them. That generally, when you're one of those guys that just works hard and you want to win, and you want to win so bad that you never see the scoreboard until the game's over. You either know you're up or you're down, and you're still giving maximum effort either way. It's a tough make.
Goodness. That's what happens when you got a little weight on you. Saving to back him down.
it seems like he had a corpse stew.
I have no idea what that means, but that's a beautiful move by Abasai coming dance with me. What did that mean? What the hell did that mean, Coach?
I don't know what a corpse stew is, but if anything that's a stew, I guess it's a soup of some sorts. Oh my God. Would you like some coffee?
Shout out Skinny. We haven't seen him around a bit. Hope to see him back in the mix out there. One of the big time influencers in all of SimWorld. I guess he got his paper and disappeared. That's how it goes, right? Abasai Dance knocking it down. 15-point game. If South Carolina get a stop, come back down, and hit a 13-pointer, this could become a game.
All I'm saying is, if they hit 5 threes in a row, this is a tie ball game.
It's a foul.
I mean, when are you gonna just? I understand playing with intensity, but fouling this late in the game, I don't necessarily see it.
We've all been to the court, and we've seen the guy that can't help but foul. Please, Coach Drake. We understand that is a thing. It's a real thing.
It's nothing more annoying than don't know what anybody else calls them, but up north we call them hacks. Somebody that hacks all game, 9 times out of 10, is getting punched at the end of the game.
Yeah. We used to call them, before the kids start saying "yap," we would call them "gyof." It's an acronym. Get your ass off me.
A timeout here. Hope Coach Parrish has words of encouragement, wisdom, something. I don't necessarily understand the timeout right here. You're down 17 points. But when in Rome, move as the Romans do.
Hey, gives me time to shout out the chat. You guys have kept it locked with us. It looks like you guys are finally coming around and wanting to give this world the engagement it's so rightfully deserved. So it's a little shout out time. B-Ron in the building. Appreciate you being locked here. Biff Markham. I don't know, is that French? Is that from France? Biff in the building. Red Monster, Coach Dre Pope. Coach Simpson always here. My God, Coach Simpson. His film crew is on point. We got NM. Not sure what that name is. Tony Henderson in the building. There's a slew of you guys over on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X, that I can't name because I don't see your name in the chat. It doesn't work that way. Do see Kai Killings in the building though, so appreciate all you guys being tuned in. Everyone that's here on YouTube is able to check in, get their engagement, and lay their claim to fame. So 79-62, this game is going to look a lot closer than what it has been. It has been a beatdown from tip to finish. Coach Drayton, is a team able to pull themselves back up, or is this a demoralizing victory to just get beat from pillar to post like this?
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want the truth. I can handle the truth as well, Coach.
When you get beat like this, you start pointing fingers. You get beat like this, unless you're a real tight-knit group, you be like, hey, you didn't hit this shot. You didn't defend this guy. Coach isn't calling the right plays for us. Why we get beat like this? And it takes a real solid unit, especially when you're on a 3-game win streak, to get BTA'd and think everything's going to be right as rain.
So there's a lot of learning here. You think some learning came into play for this Carolina squad? Or how hard is practice going to be tomorrow when your team? Let me make sure. We got 18 seconds. When your squad shoots 23% from deep for the game.
Oh, we're gonna shoot until it makes my arms tired.
As my son calls my other son's arms, spaghetti arms. That's on deck. Well, appreciate everybody being tuned in here tonight. Another great night of action tonight. Maybe ended on a low note for South Carolina, but it has been a great night nonetheless. We had Oklahoma, we had Rutgers. Want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, the greatest holiday known to man, where you get to appreciate everyone else. It is not about you. So enjoy that time with your family. We'll be back on Friday. For Drayton, I'm Yells. See the game, be the game. Any place you can do it, baby.
This has been a presentation of SimWorld Sports.